A message from St. Michael to Ned Daughtry, January 21st, 2022. A message to the young people of the United States of America and to the whole world, celebrating the March for Life. St. Michael says, "Young people, God sees you and loves you. Jesus Christ, your Redeemer, sees you and loves you. The Blessed Mother and all the angels and saints see you and love you. Your family members and friends who now reside with us in the heavenly kingdom see you and love you. Heaven watches over you as we see thousands of God's children amassing and marching in the nation's capital to support the sanctity of all human life and to protest the satanic plan that fostered Roe v. Wade upon a sleeping populace that has been asleep now for almost 50 years, while your nation, the United States of America, has legalized the taking of the most innocent life among you, your children, both born and unborn. Your material science is clear and uncontested in accordance with God's spiritual vision for humanity. All human life begins at the moment of conception. Every human life has infused within it the power of the Holy Spirit, which in essence gives life to all of God's children at the very moment of conception without condition or restriction. The taking of any human life from that moment of conception is the murdering of one of God's children. Those who have committed this crime against humanity must call upon the divine mercy of Jesus, your Redeemer, for forgiveness of sins against the most innocent life of God's children. Heaven hears you. As you march towards the United States Supreme Court, pray powerfully that the justices in black robes be overcome with the power of the Holy Spirit and end this scourge against the unborn in the United States of America. Even if the judges in black robes fail to see the error of their ways, you must continue to remind those who wear black robes that they must disrobe from the black robes stained with the blood of millions of slaughtered children, both unborn and born. The tradition of wearing black robes goes back to a darker time in history. Pray for a time when these same justices may don robes of pure and immaculate white in honor of the Blessed Mother, and at a time when these judges decide to implement and enforce the laws of God and not the demonic plans of the principalities and powers. It will be a new day upon your land and throughout the world when judges and justices earn the right to wear robes of immaculate white, for they will be gifted with the power of the Holy Spirit to implement God's laws for mankind and not the anti-laws of Satan and his minions, who will be cast into hell while all things will be renewed again. Heaven is calling upon you now. You must join with the powerful prayer warriors who are waging the war against the prince of darkness and the principalities and powers of darkness in the demon world. Their leader is named Satan or Lucifer, but evil has many other names: Asmodeus, Baal, Beelzebub, Moloch, and others. Young people, you must expand your mission from only protecting all human life to a full offensive attack against the principalities and powers of darkness, for the same minions of Satan who have implemented a plan to depopulate the world of God's children are the same minions of evil, the global elites, who are attempting to establish a great reset and a new world order to enslave all of you in their new demonic order. Caution. Do not trust the global elite's medical dictatorship that has taken control of your public healthcare systems, which are now controlled by globalist elites who have implemented so-called health mandates not to improve your health, but to exercise power and control over you, resulting in the complete control of humanity by 2030 and the depopulation of the world. Caution. Do not trust your educational systems and the globalist institutions that are dictating global elitist fantasies to exercise power and control over all of you. The globalist minions of Satan are now conducting a misinformation campaign through globalist educational institutions which have information control over your colleges and universities, as well as your elementary and high schools. They are now in the implementation stages of enforcing their information campaigns in all schools to control and censor the truth and to cancel you if you resist their indoctrination into their Luciferian agenda to control all of humanity through their Great Reset and Agenda 2030. Young people, support your parents in their fight against school administrations that are attempting to indoctrinate your innocent children into satanic lifestyles by co-opting the parents' right to the raising of their children in a Christ-like manner. Moreover, resist their attempts to cancel parents who are acting in the best interest of their children and God's children, who are not the children of the state, which is the demonic belief of the Luciferian elites. Agenda 2030 is their codename for the year in which the global elites plan to implement total power and control over all of humanity. The year 2030 is the year drawn in the sand upon which the Father in heaven will no longer permit Satan to have his way on earth. There will not be a demonic great reset or great transformation permitted beyond that point. Through the Father in heaven and his Son, your Redeemer, and through the power of the Holy Spirit, there will be a great awakening in which all souls here on earth will experience an interior presence of the power of the Holy Spirit and an awakening to each and every child of God's mission for each of us here on earth. It is through this great awakening that the children of God will rise up and defeat the enemies of the Father in heaven and assist in the plan of the Father through his Son, Jesus Christ, in the transformation of the whole world to make all things new again. So be it. Thanks be to God. Heaven supports you. Young people, you must answer this call. Look to your powerful prayer warriors, your elders, who have been waging this war against the principalities and powers for years. Elders, you must reach out to the young people and enlist them to resist the globalist and to pray for God's plan to save humanity from its own destruction. And in finality, when your mission is over here on earth as children of God, heaven shall welcome you into the heavenly kingdom when your appointed time comes, ending your mission here on earth. So be it. Thanks be to God.